we've had a battle, plenty of battles between these two, and it's not a surprise.
No, not at all. I mean, the one that you just referenced there, I think Champs Amy was the winner, 8-6.
8-6, yeah.
And to be fair, she played very well in that final. She hasn't quite hit the mark yet. I was just talking to her before the final. She's played well, but not exceptional. Her opponents have made the mistakes to allow her in, so she'll be wanting to get off on a good foot early part of this match. Really stamp some authority.
And it's a sledgehammer of an opening break from Champs. That was very impressive. And look at the chance she's given herself in the opening frame. When they did play in the final of Event 1 a couple of months ago, it was an incredible standard. 8-6, highly dramatic, but full of quality. I would suggest probably the highest quality final we've had.
Yeah, it really set a good tone for the start of the women's pro section, I think. It was a really, really top quality final to kick things off.
Yeah, it really was. Really set the tone.
She won't mind that nudge.
Holds up a hand because not as played, but come out nice.
Probably a little bit more angle than she would have liked, but I think she's okay just to draw back for the black in the corner pocket.
Goes in the centre as well. Well, it's going to be a very quick start here for Amy Beauchamp. Break clearance, holds up a hand, but it was a nudge, but it was okay. She was going to get out anyway, it felt like. Harriet said it could break herself and give herself an opportunity. Completely different style, of course.
She was using the cut break in the quarter-final, and they were splitting really nice, but she wasn't getting a ball. This one she has made a ball and she's got a really good chance here.
Reds is the choice, and well, maybe a touch more congested than Amy's chance, but no, not much more really, because they're still wide open. Delicate drop in the middle now. These aren't as easy as they look on screen. Decided to play it off the 8-ball.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes can be a bit risky, but to be fair, she played it really nicely and controlled, so left a little bit too much angle on the red to the middle.
Stopping her getting nicely on the 8-ball, so that previous shot being short and this one being short as well. This is now not a guaranteed 8-ball. And in it goes all the same.
Top quality opposition, and a lot of the time, even though you might not be winning very many matches to start with, you'll find that your game comes along with it. So it's sort of like a you know, in terms of progression, there's a longer term gain in it.
Yeah. Oh, back to
That was a bit of a strange one from Amy there.
I was about to say back to the match, and Amy's given herself another good opportunity off the break, but that's gone very quickly. First chance to punish an error. Still a very good chance on reds here. It's a surprising miss from Amy, because this is a good layout. The red at the bottom, there is room to get to it. It should make a very good last ball.
I mean, tight keyboard control here, and I can't really see any issues.
Just off straight the wrong way, potentially. Certainly can't get close to the red. Just got to find the gap. That looks a little bit short. It wasn't that shot, the shot before or 2 shots ago. She's not on this one. It's just the way she went about her work in the middle that's caused her the issue.
And if she's trying to turn it in with side, she could end up behind the yellow after potting it as well.
Yeah, had to turn it too much, so in the end it's just an attempted safety. Turn the table over to Champs, and a disappointment from Harriet this time.
It's a fairly open chance for yellows though, as well.
Yeah, it didn't really...
Not taking it.
No, I'm surprised by that actually.
She'd only got the one yellow that's closest to the black that would have caused any kind of issue, but it's got other avenues that she could have played position on. So I am surprised she didn't take it. But she hasn't left a... She left a one cushion.
That's going to be a foul, so cue ball in hand. That opens up the one above the 8 ball. That now goes to the corner. Shouldn't really need any more safeties. They're all there now.
Just needs to be mindful that the black now doesn't go to the corner pocket with the red blocking it, so she'll be wanting to go up table now and leave that yellow closest to the red for the last ball.
Yeah, and with that in mind, that's quite a loose shot. Should have been a little bit higher up the table here.
Back on track now though.
Yeah, dropping it in nicely. Careful not to overrun. Just come back to the straight would be nice, or just past the straight. Touch, well, I suppose it was just off angle, so just needs to be careful when playing this one. The angle's taking her towards the 8 ball.
So much so she decided to go all in and kiss it towards the corner bag, and that's come out nice.
Yeah, the nudge worked out well. Takes the opportunity at the second attempt. And
what Harriet does do well is she hits you really quick.
Yeah.
And you almost feel like knocked back when you make a mistake, because some players can be a bit slower and a bit more methodical in their clearances, and it kind of gives you time to get over the shot you just played. Whereas Harriet hits you so quickly, before you know it, you've lost 2 frames and you're still thinking about maybe the shot that you've just made a mistake on.
Yeah, it does. She probably is the quickest player in the game. Certainly when she gets on a roll, right up there. Thought she was going to go off the break for a second, but just pulled up, but left a really horrible leave. Not bad as it could be, really. It'll take a little bit of working out here. Neither player wants to take it on.
No, I'm just seeing a slight stalemate. They're both leaving each other the temptation, but the cluster of reds with the yellow in the middle over on the side of the table, making it really awkward. Harriet has decided to attack to some extent.
Yeah, very nicely played shot. Cannon's one out and Cannon's one safe. Cannon another one out now.
Yeah, she's got the angle just to slightly nudge the yellow away from the red. But snatched slightly. Focused on the cannon. Misjudged the pot.
Leaves it wide open then for Amy to open up a little bit of a gap for the first time. Opportunity to get 3-1 in front.
Slightly come a bit further up than she would have liked. Just leaves her running back down the table after potting this one in the middle, if that's the way she decides to go.
Takes it long for a better cue ball, but doesn't quite get the better cue ball. It's getting tricky all of a sudden.
She can go for the double and bring the white round off the side rail, top rail. But under hit it. Another double it is. But the black ball not in a great position for the cue ball off the double.
Yeah, digging very hard indeed. And can't get out. Let off for Harriet Haynes. Simple 8 ball then, 2-2. On as even through the first 15 minutes or so of this match. And they were both in the same position at the last event.
Another crunching break from Amy.
Interesting actually, because at the last event I think they were given the option of what to do, and I think Amy decided to play her match. I think she won the title and then went and played another game till about 1 o'clock in the morning.
I think it was her opponent that wanted to play still, actually.
And she said she would. She said she would, and then but Harriet said she'd rather play in the morning, and that was what was allowed.
Yeah.
Good leave off this break. Reds look good here. Amy just struggling with a cue ball in the previous frame. See if she can get to grips with it in this one.
It's just the red that's close to the yellow, you know, where the blue spot is. I mean, it goes to the corner, the bottom corner, but she's got to get out for it. I mean...
Yeah, comes round to have a look now.
It also goes to the top right corner as well. So she's got the angle to play the white over there now and take it up into the top corner instead.
Extension call.
A little bit short on the red, but can you get on the last red?
I can only assume maybe she thought the yellow was in the way of the cue ball naturally running over to take it in the corner bag.
Looks like if she makes the pot here and tries to get underneath the centre pocket, she's going to be going dangerous close to an off from the overhead.
Yeah.
So just pulls it back to leave a thin edge on this red. This is thin.
It's really thin. Relying a bit on the cue ball as well.
Yeah, it was thin near jaw and refuses to fall. Another opportunity that goes for Amy. It's all about the one on the left-hand side, just landing nicely on it.
Yeah, I wondered whether she was going to try and land nicely or just try and bump it out.
Oh, looks like it's the bump out playing in this one now. Yeah.
Has that yellow just come in the way of the other one? Or has she still got one?
Yeah, this looks really awkward. It's not come out nicely. Yeah, didn't come out in an aggressive way. Nothing on. Whilst Harriet has got the snooker, Amy's a fair chance to make this. I think if she's going to play the cannon, she's got to play the cannon early for me. Play the cannon early, it doesn't quite come out, you've got more chances to be on something.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you know, she left the yellow down the bottom of the table as a bit of insurance to land on, but I feel like she could have maybe played it a little bit harder to make sure that yellow does come away from the white.
Well, it's an excellent pot. Needs another.
She has got the insurance so that Amy's red is on the cushion. If she is going to miss, she's only going to be leaving a horrible double.
How good are those two pots back to back? An excellent 3 balls to get out for Harriet Haynes and get herself in front. Excellent. What a break that is.
Oh, I don't think this one will take very long.
No, this is his best split of the match for Harriet.
I'm not usually a fan of the cut break because they can leave quite messy splits, but the way Harriet seems to hit them, they seem to be coming out really open.
Yeah, she's getting them flying all over the place, really hitting them well, generating quite a bit of power for a cut break. Certainly leaving chances like this, you might be tempted to go to it. And that completes the break clearance. Second one in the match for Harriet, and 2-frame advantage for the first time. 4 frames to 2.
Absolutely. It's not something I'd know about just yet, but it's still tough.
Got to keep plugging away. I feel like Amy's breaks got marginally worse off every single break in this match. The first one was such a big break, and finally she's completely lost control and it's flown in the middle pocket.
There's a little bit of work to do on this this one though. Not quite the open layouts that we've had so far. So it looks like she's playing to take that red into the centre. Yeah, there's enough sort of sticking out for it. I think she'd have liked to come a little bit further down the table for it though.
It wasn't the cleanest of pots either.
No.
Didn't play that last shot particularly well, but still okay. Oh, you say that it's still okay. Being that little bit short. And
yeah, I mean that's just where I feel like Harriet does let herself down with the. Yes, she's a quick hitter, but sometimes it does cost her just that one more roll of the cue ball. If she'd have come round and actually looked at where she wanted the cue ball, I think she'd have got that right. But she's so fluent. Sometimes it trips her up.
what's Amy left then? Obviously you can clearly see the red at the top, but how much of the other one on the left? Well, enough to pot it. That's the answer. Slightly loose shot that from Amy. Might still work out for her yet, but there's a chance here for Harriet. Needs a good positional shot though.
It's not bad. Pull the cue ball back and take the long black.
Not this time. Yeah, so tough off those cushions.
Yeah.
A let off for Amy. She would have been fearing the worst. It wasn't the best of safety she played, but she will get back to the table and is still favourite to win this frame.
No problem balls as such though. I mean, this one, that I think look, she might take it now. Closest to the centre bag. Tight cut into the middle, but she's got the insurance of the yellow blocking the black if she was to misjudge it. Just now about cue ball control, picking your pattern. And she needs this frame, really.
Yeah, can't fall, or won't want to fall 5-2 behind.
I mean, there's plenty of time left on the clock, but we've seen Harriet's break in the last frame. 2 more of those, and the match has run away from her.
Yeah, stay as tight as possible, keep the pressure on. Going through this finish nicely though. Wow, what a miss. What a miss from Amy. That could be a big error.
Oh dear. I mean, I feel like they're setting each other off here.
Yeah, the last final they played, they were going, it was the other way. They were kind of going bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
They were both playing unbelievably well.
Harriet was just didn't expect that chance whatsoever. It's almost like she didn't even put any concentration into it. Bizarre scenes.
Nicely played. Well, one way or another, Amy Beauchamp is going to get her hands on this frame and make it a one-frame game. Yeah, I think I agree. A strange situation where the player losing is maybe slightly happier. Not a golden break. 8 ball goes in. I think it's the only ball that has gone in though.
Yeah.
So it will be classed as a dry break.
I must say that is one of the rules I really like about international rules, because I mean I'm quite lazy anyway, and racking the balls up is such a chore. I don't have to scoop them up and rack them up again.
Yeah, I can see it both ways, but I think it's fine. I think at the end of the day there's 15 balls on the table, so how can you say you've made a ball?
Yeah.
I understand the argument completely, but
I mean sometimes you do an absolutely crunching break, you can pot 3 balls, the black goes in, and you're punished by having to rack them up again.
yeah, that I would agree with that as well. I think this way just feels the best to me as well. If the 8 ball goes down, of course, many of you might be wondering why it's not golden break. It's a tournament rule that we have for certain TV tournaments, not in play here in the Pro Series or the Women's Pro Series. Just means the 8 ball comes straight back up on its spot. Good chance here. On the red to the top corner. Next couple of shots key. Fair chance to get out.
slightly overrun. I like the way that she's played it, with the intent of taking the one that's closest to the two yellows, because it clearly doesn't go in the centre pocket. So taking it down to the corner, but the cue ball has come a little bit further than she would have liked. She may be tempted to screw over to the side rail now and then take the red at the top of the table into the opposite corner bank.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot.
Screw completely around it and take it in the centre.
Couldn't do too much there, just accepted what she had. On the red to bottom right, not that easy to control the positional side of this shot. Simplest way would be just to drop it in and take the red top left. Lands plumb top right. That's excellent. Was no room for manoeuvre there at all.
I take it these the TV tables are running a lot faster than the outer tables as per usual.
Yeah, I've not seen any play from the outer table, so I can't really comment, but they look to be running beautifully, the TV tables, as always. And an excellent reverse clearance from Amy. Well, nothing refusing to fall for Amy.
Dangerously close to the pocket with the cue ball again.
Just coming across the front ball quite a bit. Been the case in the match, really. Getting quite a lot of side on the break, not quite flushing it like she can.
Problems here for reds. I can see it's just a case of making sure you put 100% into each shot. Like I say with her cue ball, I feel like she's done it slightly again there, overrunning that cue ball, leaving the wrong angle. It just means that she just has to go further with the cue ball.
Yeah, wouldn't have wanted that cannon. It's the sort of subtle shots, isn't it? Like two shots ago, just slightly careless with a cue ball. All of a sudden, it leaves her this red here, and that's caused the miss.
You know, you leave those crucial angles, and it just makes it so much easier. You only have to roll the ball in, and you're getting closer to your work. Whereas then she had to play it a bit more firm, and she's running the white round, and with the traffic on the table, it's forced the error.
I think you were right at the start. It was just the cue ball's just not quite on point. It's just here and there, and it can make the difference.
She's got the option to play safe if she wishes to, with the two yellows closest together, which she has.
Yeah, bumps them apart as well.
Not a difficult hit for Harriet, but it has opened Amy's yellows up a little bit more.
Well, this depends on the yellow. Does it go through the gap? I think it does. I think actually this is perfect for Amy.
Did pass. She's got a good chance here to get herself in front.
Couple more shots just to get nicely down the table. Looks okay, but can get wrong.
Extension call. Extension call.
Just.
Nicely played. Just needs to come out, bring the white ball roughly back to where it is now, I think, and then take the yellow down to the bottom corner and leave a fairly simple roll into the middle for the last yellow. Did miss one, not too dissimilar to that in a previous frame, but no mistakes this time.
Yeah, very smooth from Amy. She just needs to try and tidy that cube up a fraction and put away a couple of these chances. First glance, this looks like a tricky layout. Depends, does the red go at the bottom of the table? If the red goes, then these reds are nice. It does go.
Did go. She's still got the red on the side rail. Just needs cue ball to be on point if she's going to be playing it direct.
That's perfect.
Nudge the yellow out of the way.
Very quick break and clearance to get back on level terms.
Controlled the cue ball better on that one. Straight back up to the top of the table.
Looked like she tried to just not quite hit it as hard as previous ones and get a little bit more control. Best control pretty much since the first frame.
Mistake on the opening shot there from Amy as gave Harriet first chance at the layout.
looking to get herself back in front. How many times have we seen the lead change hands in this match? Just back and forth. The last three are sort of connected perfectly. If she could get to the... Yeah, she's just looking at one by the red and thinking about dropping it in the right centre. I was just thinking if she could get to the right-hand side of that one, but that would be a tricky shot from here. So taking what she's got and dropping it in the middle, but this looks a poor angle.
Yeah, again, slightly overrun. I think she should still be okay, but...
Too thin this time. So that's the... We're talking about the sort of subtle cue ball control. She was 2 rolls too far on the previous one.
And in trying to hold, just undercut the yellow to the middle.
Actually, the way she's played that, she probably could just about hold. She's missed this, and look, she's held so incredibly well.
I think she just played a little bit of drag on the cue ball to slow it down before contact, and but caught it just too thick.
Big cheer coming from the Challenger finals. And they're going on along the same time. Tables 2 and 3.
Slightly loose there.
Lost a turn missed from Amy. Of course, we've gone into the 15 seconds of shot as well. Second time on the trot that Harriet's missed trying to hold it on the straight, and probably didn't quite, well, probably had too much angle, I should say. Well, that's a disaster for Amy. Under time pressure, not just gifted the pot, but gifted the pot on a nice angle.
Harriet using her extension there, coming round, making sure she knows exactly where she wants the cue ball, and not continuing with the little errors that she's made previously.
And Harriet does get herself back in front. Ooh, nasty in off this time.
Ball on hand, ball. Time running. Extension call.
Messy layout though.
Yes.
Awkward. Actually wouldn't be too bad if she had cue ball in hand anywhere on the table, but having to be behind the line, getting in amongst the yellows. Keep an eye on the match clock. Looks like we're going into a slight tactical exchange here. Amy has the advantage right now. 7:30 left on the clock. It's Harriet with the advantage in the match.
We've not had any 6 reds in the women's this one yet, have we?
No, I don't think so.
Time running.
Cue ball now, then this could give her the opportunity she's looking for to tie the scores up once again, but it's still very fiddly. I think it helps her if the yellow stays up. It won't.
Still not too bad. She's just going to be leaving a bit of a nasty one down the rail. But just all out. Concentrate on the pot.
Huge shot coming up in the context of this match. Oh, brilliant. What a shot from Amy Beauchamp.
It's like it was over the pocket.
Yeah. Thought she was going to float it in and give it every chance. Just punches it in with huge confidence. Down goes the 8-ball as well. Excellent finish, and we are all square once again.
If you're not used to not sighting the ball, you know, or feathering the cue when you're playing your shot, the 6 red is really difficult. Some people are naturally good at it, but if it's not something, and to be fair, it's not something she practices either. So the only time she would do a 6 red shootout is in this intense environment. So.
Yeah, but if she's lost a few, you'd think that at some point she's going to have to start putting some time in to get the feel for it. Anyway, she can put all that away with a couple of clearances, and she has an opportunity here. A good opportunity here. Certainly not an easy one. The one she's nearest to now is just the one that's the most guarded. It has its pockets.
I think if she saves it till last and takes it into the top corner, come a little bit further down the table than she would have liked for this red, middle red of the 3 into the corner pocket, but I think she's still okay here.
Oh, she thought she'd missed it. Awkward now. On the red to top left, on the red to bottom left. I don't think you can go bottom left because you can't get on the other one. And it's 15 seconds a shot. No problems. Calm as you like. That's the problem for Amy, her natural. She wants to go and do that little wander to both sides of the ball nearly every shot. 15 seconds a shot, that's hard to do.
Bit of adrenaline in that one.
Yeah, just got into it a touch too much now. Pressure, 8-ball. Overdone it. Yeah, just got into that previous shot too much. Put the pressure on herself. So with 3:25 left to play, Harriet Haynes has the opportunity to get herself in front and have the break. Well, slightly awkward.
If she gets it right, she'll eat the time up as well. Get in this lead.
Right in the heart of the pocket, back into perfect position. Should go and complete the clearance now.
It'll be her break next as well. Not much time left on the clock.
Watching the clock on every shot, running the beeps down. There's no golden breaks or golden ducks in play. And with every second, it's a dagger for Amy Beauchamp. This is Harriet Haynes' match right now. can see Amy wincing in the background. She knows what a chance it was that she's let go. Fully punished from Harriet Haynes, and now Harriet has one hand on the trophy here.
And in a 30-second time clock, I think she would have got that black.
Yeah, I agree.
But in the 15-second clock, you want to be as good on it as possible, and she just overran it by maybe 2 foot, I think, in the end, and just made it all that more difficult. And now Harriet's got...
Yeah, this match is over. Harriet knows she has won, calls her extension immediately after making a ball off the break. Makes the pot here. There will be no time left.
Yellow balls in play.
Just 40 seconds left in this match. She doesn't care whether she clears up or not. Been another brilliant final between these two, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's had all the twists and turns and highs and lows of each player.
And Amy has had enough. Comes forward to shake hands. It is Harriet Haynes that gets her hands on the trophy this time round. It's the same final, a different winner. Harriet Haynes walks away as the Women's Pro Series 3 champion.
Harriet Haynes as the Women's Series 3 Pro Series champion.